Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. How are you today? My name is Ikhsan Islam. I as presenter and I'm here with presentation my novel for the last exam of extensive reading. And in this novel I will presentation my favorite novel by the title The Maid's Miracle on the Hacksaw Ridge. For the first, I will read the product description about this novel. During this novel, tell about during World War II, a young man from Lynchburg, Virginia was drafted into the army and sent to the 77 the Infantry Division. When he arrived at the Copper basic training, he probably made it known that he was pacifist and would be unwilling to take life or even so much as touch a weapon. That he was pacific and that he would be proud to serve his country as a medic without touch a weapon, if they would let him, no matter how much pressure the army played. The medic was unwilling to compromise his conviction. The other soldier in his unit came to hate the consequent objector, its main character, going so far as to throw their boots at him while connected by his bunk at night to pray. When the men of a company be assaulted Hacksaw Ridge on the island of Okinawa, something happened that would change their opinion of a medic forever. And for the next is I will explain about the plot. The plot of novel The Maid's Miracle on the Hacksaw Ridge. In Lynchburg, Virginia, a young dose, or we can call a dose, this is a main character, try to kill his younger brother, Holodos. This makes Desmond, who is a member of a Seventh-day Adventist church, strongly confided not to kill. A few years later, Desmond brought a man who was injured in a car accident to hospital and make a nurse dirty school. They are in relationship and Desmond asks for help to medical work for Dolly. When the World War broke out, Desmond was motivated to recover to the army. His father, Tom Dawes, and troubled World War I veterans. As a veteran, it is very disappointing in Desmond's discussion because Desmond is responsible of none. He intends to become a fight force. Before leaving for Fort Jackson, South Carolina, he proposed Dorothy to marry Dorothy Ikhsan. Under the command of Sergeant Howell, he exactly physically but became an outcast among the soldiers for being opposite the training and doing training on Saturday. Sergeant Howell and Captain Glover tried to get a Desmond off the training ground of physical ground but failed. Sergeant Howell then turned Desmond by placing him in the lower forge in the hope that Desmond leaving the training site on his own volition. Although he was prosecuted overnight by army members, Desmond didn't find out the attack to continue his training. They completed basic training and take a life at that time. Desmond agreed to marry Dorothy, but winning him with a family made Desmond afraid for divines. However, Desmond refused to compromise with his beloved in country. In court, Desmond claimed not to court. Before he agreed, it was agreed to come to court and ask for a letter for his farmer, starting out which understood that war was not necessary. Desmond was support by the Congress Acts. The chain against Desmond were dropped. Then he and Dorothy were married. Overall, about this novel is tell about the struggle of the medics during the World War. He is one joint or participation in World War as a medic, but without kill enemy without using the weapon. Her friend think him, the main character, is very crazy because war always using a weapon to protect yourself. How you protect yourself? How you help your friend if you don't use a weapon? Because it is impossible when the medics, not using the weapon and jump to the middle of the World War II. It is impossible as a man. But overall, this novel tells about the medics that struggle to help their friends and their enemy in Hacksaw Ridge in Okinawa during the World War II. And the main character is not wearing the weapon in the middle of war. He only helped the enemy and the friends as a medic. And I will tell you about the character of the novel. In the main character there is Desmond Doss, and the next there is Sorana, Sorsound, Howell, and Captain Glover. So there is Smithy, there is Dorothy Scudder, there is Tom Doss as the father, there is Bert Doss, there is Lieutenant Manville, there is Colonel Blizzard, and there is for the next there is James Pinsky, Henry Brown, Rapley Morgan, and Lucky Ford. So about this genre of novel, of course this novel is happened that during the World War II. This novel include the genre history fiction and biographic fiction. History fiction that showed to a World War II, and biographic fiction that is showed to biography tell about what the struggle of the main character as medical in World War II is Desmond. And about future and detailed production information, a paperback there is 216 page. So about publisher, a publisher creates page independent publishing platform. First edition is published at November 26, 214. So I will give a rating for this novel 9.5 overall it is recommended for you for beginner learning English. It's very comfortable language to understand. This is amazing novel, and this novel was added to movie story. And when I watch the movie, this novel, the movie title is Hacksaw Ridge. It's different from the title of novel, and the story is literally seems like the novel, but there is a little difference from novel. Not all the skin is same, and the best skin, my favorite skin is when the main character struggle in the middle of World War II. I am got feeling at the skin when the main character struggle that won't relate to the war, that he can join and he can participate as a medic to World War II as his motto. That his motto is he won't join the war without using a weapon, and as a doctor he won't save enemy or his friend. And that is my favorite skin. And when he joined in the middle of the war, he always remember about his God. And when he saved one person, he always pray to the God that please, I won't save one more. And then he was save a person, and next he say and pray again, please God, save me, and I will save one more again. And it's repeat again until he save all his friend and enemy, and until the end of his World War in Hacksaw Ridge. And he become the hero because he is the most worth struggle and bravely hero, not afraid. He joined in the middle of the war without a weapon, and it is the best scan for me. So my conclusion: if you have a wish to your God, you should believe that God will always beside you. God will hear your prayer, your saying. Of course, when you believe to your God, God will bless you, God will mercy you. I think that's all for me. And the last, wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.